It was a perfect Saturday morning, the kind where the world feels like it's holding its breath in reverence. The sun spilled golden light across the manicured lawns of our suburban cul-de-sac in Willow Creek, warming the air with the promise of a flawless day. Birds chirped in lazy harmony. A neighbor waved as he jogged by with his lab, and I stood on the porch, cradling a steaming mug of black coffee, watching my 7-year-old son Ethan lost in his own world. He sat cross-legged on the sidewalk, a pack of chalk scattered around him, drawing dinosaurs with the focus of a master artist. Ethan was obsessed with T-Rexes ever since a preschool book ignited his imagination. That morning, he was crafting a sprawling mural, a fierce green T-Rex locked in battle with a towering brontosaurus, its tiny arms and toothy grin stretching 5 feet across the concrete. His brow furrowed, tongue peeking out. He'd glance up occasionally to catch my eye, seeking approval. I always gave it, a nod or a smile, my heart swelling. In the backyard, my wife Sarah was firing up the grill, her weekend energy infectious, hair tied back, sunglasses perched, humming an old Cyndi Lauper tune. The air carried charcoal and sizzling onions, a fleeting moment of perfection I wished I could bottle forever. Then, like a storm cloud blotting out the sun, a black Dodge Durango rolled into the cul-de-sac, slow and predatory. No license plates, just dark-tinted windows and a low engine growl that set my nerves on edge. It stopped dead in front of Ethan, the passenger window sliding down with a mechanical hiss. 2 men stepped out, their khaki vests emblazoned with bold HOA letters over black shirts, exuding a tactical confidence that felt wrong. I'd attended every HOA meeting since we moved here in 2017, through stale donuts and empty chairs, and I'd never seen these faces. The bald one, broad-shouldered with a jaw like a battering ram, scowled at Ethan's chalk masterpiece. The younger one, buzz-cut and wired, clutched a tablet, his eyes darting like a hunter's. "Is this your property?" the bald man barked, pointing at Ethan. Sarah's shadow appeared at the backyard gate, spatula in hand, sensing trouble. "Yeah, that's my son," I said, stepping off the porch, coffee still in hand. "What's this about?" Buzzcut flipped the tablet, showing a blurry document titled, HOA Community Violation, Unauthorized Use of Sidewalk Space. "This is vandalism," Baldy announced, voice flat. "Criminal mischief under municipal code." I blinked, stunned. "Vandalism?" "It's chalk. He's 7. Baldy's scowl deepened. "HOA regulations prohibit defacement of public-facing surfaces." I noticed their vests lacked name badges, clipboards, or radios. Real HOA folks always had clipboards. "I've never seen you at a meeting," I said, voice steady but rising. "This is our sidewalk. He's a kid drawing dinosaurs." They ignored me. Buzzcut moved toward Ethan. "Hey!" I snapped, stepping forward. "Back off!" But it was too late. Baldy lunged, shoving Ethan backward with a force that sent him crashing onto the concrete. The sound, bones snapping against pavement, ripped through me, followed by Ethan's piercing shriek as his body crumpled, arms and legs twisting unnaturally. Sarah screamed, a raw, primal sound, dropping the spatula as she sprinted forward. I flung my mug aside, the world blurring as I ran, scooping Ethan into my arms. Blood poured from his nose, his left arm bent grotesquely, legs splayed, face pale, gasping but silent, his eyes wide with shock. The men didn't flinch. "We warned you," Baldy muttered. "Non-compliance has consequences." Sarah clutched Ethan's hand, sobbing his name, willing him back to life. "Call 911, I rasped. "Already did," she shouted, fumbling her phone. Then Buzzcut's hand moved to his waistband. "Gun!" Sarah yelled, lunging forward. But a metallic voice boomed. "Drop your weapon! Hands up!" Black SUVs screeched in, lights flashing. Real SWAT pouring out, pinning the imposters to the ground in seconds. Buzzcut dropped his pistol. Baldy surrendered, whimpering. His cuffs snapped shut. Paramedics swarmed Ethan, stabilizing his neck, shouting vitals I couldn't parse. "Stay with us, Ethan," a medic urged, fitting an oxygen mask. "They wouldn't let us ride in the ambulance. Protocol, they said, so we followed in a cruiser. Ethan's blood on my shirt. Sarah's hand crushing mine. The sirens screaming what we couldn't. At the ER, they rushed Ethan into surgery. 28 fractures. 3 cracked ribs, a punctured lung, a compound femur break, and a skull fracture they hesitated to name. I sat in the hallway, staring at a vending machine that stole my dollar, haunted by Ethan's last words that morning. "Dad, do T-Rexes get scared?" I hadn't answered, unsure how. Now, fear was all I knew, etched in his crumpled form. The waiting room was a purgatory of fluorescent hums and clock ticks. Sarah rocking across from me, her fire dulled to a hollow. Detective Elena Torres, mid-50s, voice steady as granite, approached. "Mr. Carter, we need your help." I barely nodded. "Who are they?" She didn't soften the truth. "Not HOA, not cops, not licensed. Lucas Hayes and Owen Pratt. Ex-military washouts with dishonorable discharges. They've been running an enforcement scam across suburbs, posing as HOA compliance officers, intimidating families, collecting fake fines, sometimes detaining kids as leverage." My stomach churned. "The chalk?" Torres shook her head. "Pretext. They've used cracked lights, hedges, lawn gnomes, anything to scare. Your son resisted, screamed, and Hayes lost control." Sarah gasped, dropping her water bottle, the shatter echoing. "They meant to take him?" Torres nodded grimly. "We suspect attempted abductions in Fresno, Redding. Families were too scared to report. Until now." A nurse interrupted. "Ethan's awake." We ran to the ICU where he lay swathed in gauze, one eye swollen, lips dry, but alive. His crooked smile broke us. "Dad," he rasped. Sarah sobbed, kissing his hand. I leaned close. "You're safe, champ. No one will touch you again." He whispered, "Did the T-Rex save me?" My heart cracked. "No, buddy. You saved yourself. You screamed. You fought. You gave us time." He smiled, then slept. Braver than any dinosaur. By morning, the story exploded. Fake HOA cops brutalized 7-year-old child in ICU after imposter attack. A neighbor's teen shot video went viral, 22 million views in 24 hours, showing Hayes shoving Ethan, Sarah's screams, my sprint, SWAT's takedown. Signs sprouted, "Justice for Ethan." At the precinct, Torres laid out charges: assault with intent to maim, child endangerment, impersonation, fraud, racketeering. "Bail?" I asked. "Denied," she said. Through one-way glass, Hayes trembled. Pratt muttered silently. Their orange jumpsuits stripped their menace. "They'll flip on each other," Torres predicted. Bank records showed $40,000 in fake fines funneled to shell companies. Ethan was inventory in their extortion racket. That night I went home for clothes, stopping at the sidewalk. Ethan's blood streak, T-Rex, and brontosaurus remained. His rainbow-lettered name smeared by chaos. I knelt, trembling, and drew a sun with blue chalk, adding, "He's still here." Neighbors joined, painting clouds, dinosaurs, messages. By dusk, the block was a vibrant canvas, a beacon for Ethan's hospital window. In court, Judge Clara Morgan, a former Marine, presided over a packed room, neighbors, teachers, veterans, one with a sign, "Real men protect kids, not power." Hayes and Pratt, cuffed in orange, faced life without parole. The viral video played thrice, each viewing draining the jury's color. Torres testified, exposing their scam. Forced HOA letterheads, leased SUVs, tactical vests bought online. Targeting vulnerable families. They threatened CPS fraudulently, citing 3 near abductions. My testimony was raw. He was drawing dinosaurs. Happy. They shoved him, broke his bones, and stood there. Ethan, in a wheelchair, faced them silently. His gaze forced their eyes down. The defense's claims, mental instability, bylaw confusion, crumbled. Guilty on all counts. The mural grew, a community vow. Sons, dinosaurs, Ethan as a caped hero. 6 months later, it became a city-funded sidewalk of strength. Ethan's chalk figure wielding a glowing sword. His case sparked Project Dominion, a DOJ task force that nabbed 11 fake enforcers across 5 states. Ethan's recovery was grueling, rebroken bones, months of therapy. But his grit shone. Clutching a T-Rex plush through dawn stretches, nightmares lingered. He flinched at doorbells, feared black SUVs. One night he asked, "Will they come back?" I sat with him. Number. But if anyone pretends, we'll teach people to spot fakes. Real power protects without badges. At school, Ethan drew dinosaurs at recess. Kids joined. His wheelchair-bound hero becoming chalk justice. Our nonprofit now aids 40 families against HOA scams. The old HOA dissolved. A transparent board rose, renaming the park Ethan Carter Commons. At its dedication, Ethan spoke. "I wasn't alone." Mom screamed. Dad ran. "You're here. Tell someone if bad people pretend, especially if you're small." Applause roared. He grinned. "I know a T-Rex who takes calls." A new driveway drawing appeared. Ethan, badge marked REAL, chalk in hand. Above, "Fake cops broke my bones, but not me." Moral of the story. From a child's scream, we built a movement. Proving strength isn't in vests, it's in truth. Loud and unbroken. Hit that like button if you've ever had to deal with a Karen like this. Drop a comment with your HOA horror story. And subscribe for more real stories that prove sometimes justice shows up with a badge.